So how do we start modifying some of these pages to reflect the information that we want it to? So first and foremost, you should make sure that you're in the Weebly editor. And then you want to make sure that you click on the tab at the top that says My Goals, because that's the one we're starting with. And if you have not done so already, you want to go through and delete anything on your page that is not yours, so that you start with the blank page that kind of looks like mine. I already have my header formatted to be what I want it to be. If you want to type something in here, like I might put, need to drag something, I might drag the title over here and just call it My Goals. If you don't want to put that, you don't have to. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to this empty space, and you'll notice it says drag elements here. So anything in the left-hand toolbar, you can drag any of those elements in here to start formatting. The easiest thing to do is to start with your title. So I'm going to drag it in here, anywhere where you see that blue line, that's where your box is going to go. In this case, it's a text box. And then I'm going to click in there to start editing my text. So I want my first thing to say My Reading Goals. Okay, if you don't like the size of that, you can hit the down arrow after you highlight this, or not the down arrow, the minus sign to shrink your writing or to make it larger. You can bold it, italicize it, underline it if you want to. You can even change the color. So we're going to leave it at that. Then I need to put in another text box, again looking where that blue line goes. If I put it up here, the text box is going to be above it. If I move it down here, it's going to be below my heading, which is what I want. And I'm going to click in there and I'm going to start typing some of my goals. So one of my reading goals might be to finish each book that I begin. A second goal might be to work on my fluency by timing my reading on a regular basis. Some of you might be wondering where these goals are coming from. If you remember, about a week to 2 weeks ago, I had you fill out a sheet where it mentioned that you needed to choose 3 reading goals. So these are those 3 reading goals that we talked about. So you're going to write those in here. If you don't have your paper with you today, see me and I will give it to you. So then my third goal might be to actively read using sticky notes. So I'm going to copy those in there word for word from that sheet so that I have them and I can access these at any time. Eventually, we're going to be doing some reflecting on these goals at the end of months or marking periods so that we can see if we're meeting those and we need to make new ones, or if we need to continue working on those. And then I also want you to add another title underneath that. And I want you to put My Writing Goals. Now, we've not come up with any writing goals yet, but we will here in the near future. So at this point, you can kind of leave that like that. Just put a text box underneath where you can put a number 1, number 2, and number 3, and then eventually you can come back and you can write in those writing goals that we are going to agree upon in the upcoming weeks here. So then your page is kind of formatted. If you want to add some extra space in here or do some other things, you can add some of these other buttons over here. Here's a divider that'll put a line in between there if you want it. This will just give a little bit more space between these if you want it to be there, but that's up to you. If you'd rather these things be side by side, when you pick your text boxes, you can always move it over here. Then you'll get another box over here. You put another title on this side too. And then you could have My Writing Goals over here, and then put your 1, 2, and 3 underneath here. So it depends kind of how you want it. If you'd rather have them side by side, you can do it like that. If you'd rather have them top to bottom, you can do it like this. Obviously, you don't need both, so you decide how you want it to be and then make it your own that way. And that's it for today.